1971, Doctor Who fans, the pinnacle of Doctor Who's popularity, the bridge between the 1970s and the 1960s by 1 year. So, this delicious magazine has just been released to celebrate that milestone. Anyway, I remember it well. Well, I say I remember, I wasn't even in this country in 1971, but anyway, the point being is that we have a particular, I mean, again, milestones for more than one reason, remember, because we have at the beginning Terror of the Autons, the first story with the Master, aka the Master, aka the Master. Once and for all, it's the Master. Anyway, it's the first iteration of the Master, Roger Delgado, a very, very capable and deliciously brilliant actor who was in lots of television shows from the 1960s, particularly like Danger Man, this kind of thing. So he was a well-known actor. I think was he in Rattler Hopkirk or one of those? I think possibly. Right. Okay, but going through the magazine, I'm just going to start from the beginning. We've got Cosmic Dancer, story of the initial opening of the era. Terror of the Autons saw TV's cosmic dandy entering his own glam rock era. Well, it's certainly that time, wasn't it, with the Sweet and Slade and all the rest of these characters. Some are still alive. Right. And then we have the Claws of Axos, which was also a master story, wasn't it? Definitely was. I think in terms of the obviously at that time when they introduced Roger Delgado as Master, the reason behind it was, I think, was from the producers saying that, I think it was Terrence Dix actually had that idea, that the idea was to bring a Moriarty to Dr. Sherlock Holmes. We never had that, apart from the Daleks at the time. So this was, there was no Davros then, of course. So this was the idea, is to bring him in to be the Moriarty to his, to John Pertwee's Doctor Who. So we had the Terror of the Autons, The Mind of Evil. Excellent show, yes. Again, a lot of these have been colorized. Like the Mind of Evil was colorized, same with the Demons, which came next, I think. Sorry, the Claws of Axos next. Beg your pardon. That wasn't colorized. The Mind of Evil was, I think, surely part 1 was. And the Demons also, because a lot of these were white. Only black and white copies existed. A lot of them, the NTSC versions in America, were found, and they used that color there. Obviously later on with the vidfire technique and also other techniques that came along later, colorization and this sort of thing, we've now got the best available version we can. You know, if I recall, they did part 3 of Planet of the Daleks. Beautiful color. I think Americans did one part, and of course we had this chroma dot system which was discovered. The color signal was still within some of the print, but some of it was a bit washed. So if you amalgamate the two together, you know, American version of the colorization and the chroma dot, you get a fantastic. Well, actually, you can't tell the difference between the other episodes and that episode, for example. So I did that with the Demons, as far as I know as well. Again, Return to Devil's End, a VHS version of that exists, of course. I've got that on DVD. And of course, all these other things have come afterwards regarding Devil's End, like the Keith Barnfather versions, the Witches of Devil's End, and these sort of things. All these exist. I've never been actually to the village of Aldbourne where it was filmed, so I'd like to go there one day, perhaps. Stay there overnight in a creepy pub. Again, we have the Sea Devils, began on October of that year as well. Very famous comedy gold. Stuart Fell, which did his comedy somersault, I think in episode 5. Comedy gold. But again, I get to this later on, but there were also compilations came out at Christmas. I think it was also the Sea Devils and the Demons came out as a compilation story. Again, I wasn't here at the time. I was in Australia at the time as a youngster. So I didn't see these when they originally were transmitted, but I saw them later, of course. I saw everything from 1972 onwards, I think. Well, late 1972, when the three Doctors started, when we came back. Katie Manning. Again, a nice article about her. And of course, she talks about being a serious actress, and of course, she was in the Sarah Jane Adventures, of course. Sadly, when Elizabeth Sladen passed away, there was discussion, I think, about her having her own show, but or that version of it, but it didn't happen. Anyway, it's a nice one. Clothing, Stitches in Time. Joe Grant Collector Style. The good thing about these particular compilation albums, magazines, I should say, the Chronicles, is that they don't just talk about what was going on with the series at the time, but they talk about what happened in the year, the news and this sort of thing, which again occurs later in the magazine. It talks about the news, what was going on in real life, politically, and of course, I didn't even mention Count Dracula, I Never Drink Wine, him in this too. So I think John Houghton was the writer of Mind of Evil, and of course he had something to do, did he, with the satanic rites? Maybe he wrote it. From the archives, again, a lot of things with the behind the scenes of Colony, what's that, Colony in Space, actually. Richard Franklin, nice, remembrance, or more than that, a review of his part in the series, which was brilliant to have him in this. Quite a few number of pages, nice man. Again, what other Doctor Who actors were doing at the time, like Deborah Watling and Peter Purves, Patrick Troughton, yeah. Patrick Troughton. He was on other shows, wasn't he? Like, what was that show that was on about the war in the 1960s, early 70s? It was the, I don't know, I can't remember, but he was in that, definitely, yeah. And we've got people like Gene Marshall, William Russell mentioned when he was, I don't know what happened with Ian Chesterfield. Again, Claws of Axos reviewed. Right, I'm going to move on because I haven't got much time left. On Location, brilliant. On Location reviews here of, again, we'll talk about Allburn and the rocket. Remember that rocket silo, or rockets they hired and helicopters they used to hire? Which cost them an episode or maybe to film that, because that's the price of hiring the damn things. And they used to have Havoc part of this? I think they were. Unit, of course, they were. Whose Company, all the actors also appeared in the series as well. Now, a lot of people don't forget, without these actors that appeared in the series as well, the show wouldn't have been as good, because it wasn't just John Pertwee and Katie Manning and there's a few Daleks making this a popular show. It was all these other people. And the way they treated it seriously that made it popular. So yeah, brilliant. Now then, again, also the merchandise at the time. Sugar Smacks, remember those? You had those chocolate bars at the time as well. The Countdown TV action. There's homage in this, quite a few pages about the Countdown TV action, which of course started, I think, in 1971 with, and of course, again, a lot of stuff regarding the demons, Deja Vu. This series, remember that one? Jason King. Now, he was a stylish guy, wasn't he? Jason King was originally in Department S in the 60s, but yeah, Jason King. The Persuaders, remember that shit with Tony Curtis and Roger Moore? James Barnes, a lot of people. So a lot of people remember these things, but I do. Look In magazine used to get that as well. Right. So get this, guys. Enjoy it. And take care. It's £11.99. Take care. Bye.